Hi, everyone. Welcome to the last game of our Extra Life stream. This is Bluebeard's Bride. We're going to go around in just a moment and tell everyone who we are, what we're doing. But first off, we're playing for Extra Life. Extra Life is a fundraising program of Children's Miracle Network hospitals. The Extra Life community fundraises year round to change kids' health, to change the future. Donations go to local member hospitals to fund critical life saving treatments and healthcare services, along with innovative research, vital pediatric medical equipment, and child life services. Since its inception in 2008, Extra Life has raised over 120 million US dollars to change kids' health, to change the future. And right now, children's hospitals everywhere need your support. If you will put exclamation Extra Life in the chat, it can give you a link to donate. And we're at 1,275 out of $2,000. So we're almost there for our goal for the night. We hope you can help us break it. First off, I'm Katie. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Katie Face. I'm going to be your groundskeeper for tonight for this game of Bluebeard's Bride. Um, Up next, let's go over to Arnica.
Hello, everyone. Hi, I'm Arnica. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Hive, anywhere you can type your little fingers and write Arnica X Ross. I will be playing the Civil tonight, and I am so excited to be here for. I think this is my third freaking year doing Extra Life with y'all. Wow, love this. Cannot wait to help break that. We can do it. We can get to 2000 for this. I know we can.
LD.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lady Dame or LD. I use she, her pronouns. I'm pretty much everywhere on the internet at the Lady Dame. I stream on Twitch and get to play TTRPGs, and I'm so excited to be here for my second year with Valdrian's Extra Life game. I think I did it last year. I'm pretty sure about that. And yeah, I'm just really super excited to be helping raise money for a good cause and playing Bluebeard's Bride. Let's go.
And last but not least, Colin.
Hello. I'm Colin Omicon on the internet. Very happy to be raising money for children with a game that could not be any less for children.
Very true.
And my
Um,
cat just decided that'd be a good time to break into my office, so say hello to Charles.
Hello, Charles.
Oh.
So, Bluebeard's Bride, if you've never heard of it before, is a game of feminine horror. It is a very it's a very heavy game, not a heaven game. It's a very heavy game. It deals with a lot of very heavy and serious topics. So, we will be using safety tools during this game. We will be using the X, N, and O cards as well as lines and veils. I do have that up on another monitor.
Yes. Oh, yeah, of course. One moment. But please.
We will be using lines and veils, which I also have up on another monitor, to make sure that we are all comfortable during our play.
Got you.
I also use open door policy, and that does not just extend to my players. If you, as a viewer, are watching and you feel uncomfortable as a game that you cannot handle at any time, please walk away, turn the stream off. I want you to be comfortable as well. You know, your comfort comes first above any game. Um, there are many different subjects that we will be dealing with. I'm pretty sure Val has this marked as a mature audience's stream anyway. So be very aware that this will be a mature game with the subjects that we deal with. Um, but yeah, we're going to go ahead and dive right in. A thing that I like to do with Bluebeard's Bride is I like to build characters on stream together. Bluebeard's Bride is a game where you all play facets of the same bride or sister or whatever setting a specific
Grown
bride you
bitches
are
only.
making. So we're going to go together in the first hour, 45 minutes, and we're going to build our bride together, and then we will get into the game specifically. So if anyone's in chat and wants to contribute to our wonderful players, if they want to take suggestions, that is, feel free as players if you want to take suggestions, anyone in chat, if you want to drop suggestions in there, go buck wild. Just let's go crazy. We have a Sybil tonight, which is a setting specific facet We are playing the vacant motel setting, which is a more modern, set in the early 2000s setting. It's one of my favorites to do. So we will be having the Sybil, the Fatah, and the Animus. First up, Sybil. What is the date's hair like?
So the date's hair is, it's about mid-length. It's not long enough that everyone's like, "Ooh, girl, your hair is so long." It's not short enough that it's fun and flirty. It is kind of a standard haircut. It looks like she has, within the last year or two, finished growing out a Rachel, because
Okay.
times are changing. It's time for a new haircut, but it was so popular for so long.
Friends ended 6 years before, man. She got to catch up.
No, she really liked it. She stuck with it for a while, but now it's just one of those things where you can't, it's now out of fashion. There's no more spinning it. So it's growing out, but like reluctantly. She doesn't like that she's growing her hair out. She misses that old haircut, but she's not the kind of person who will be like, "I'm going to wear this unfashionable hair because I'm happy." Oh, and it's
Animus.
brown.
Brown hair? Okay. Animus. What are the date's hands like?
Oh, calloused. Um, I think it's yeah, okay, I like that idea. Just what Arnica just said, of somebody who's growing out a Rachel cut in the year 2010, it just is yeah, okay. So I think it's a person who uh works with her hands. Maybe, ooh, you know what? Like it plays an instrument. Um, something with a bow, a cello. I like that idea. Okay, yeah, plays cello. So and it's sort of just like a soothing thing that she does for herself. And has the both like calloused fingertips of someone who plays a stringed instrument, along with the kind of like veiny hands that are strong with like very high grip strength. Um, yeah, I like that. And her nails, for that reason, as a cello player, like cut short. Um, and then just to add a level of who hurt you to that, I think nails are not cut short. No, they've been bitten. Um, heavy, heavy nail biter, both hands. Now, she probably says that's to make it easier to play, but that's not the real reason.
And Fatal. What does the date's mouth look like?
Um, I think her smile is a little too wide for her face. And with lips that are like not too full, not super full, not like they're like very average looking lips really, and she tries to make them look fuller and does the like slight overlining and wears a bright red lipstick. Um we're a little bit before the Kylie lip kits, I think, at this point, but like, you know, so we're going for like a nice like satiny finish on the lipstick. Um she doesn't she when she smiles, you can see that she probably should have worn braces in her youth, but she didn't. And so she's got like a gap in her front teeth, and maybe her canines stick out just like a little bit when she smiles. But she's not particularly self-conscious about it because, like, in the past, people have told her that it's cute.
Sybil. How do others like you to wear your hair?
So they like me to wear it in, they want me to wear something more modern, more interesting, more, like I said, man, we're just now starting to grow out our hair. as long as it's been since that show was over. Like, and specifically, just since we've been talking to this guy for the past couple months, he really, like, our friends, everyone else has had opinions, but he was just mostly he was very complimentary. Every so often there'd be a little, are you sure you're going to keep your hair that way? But most of the time it was very nice. He sent lots and lots of pictures of hairstyles that would be so flattering, and that's why we're growing it out now. So yeah, that's how people like us to wear our hair, in a more modern style.
Animus. When others hold your hands, what weaknesses do you give away?
I want to give quick props to Arnica for that remarkably subtle toxicity. So good. Um, her hands shake, and they kind of always do. It like she'll paper it over and say, I had too much coffee, something like that. But it's constant. And I think from a personal standpoint, those hands don't do what she wants them to do. She is a person who believed herself. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm feeling like musical prodigy who didn't make it. And she thought that by this point, she'd be able to use those hands to speak through an instrument, to communicate what she feels inside through sonic waves. And she can't do it. Those hands don't do what she wants them to do. And it doesn't communicate her inner being the way she wants to communicate her inner being. And her hands still make pleasing sounds, and I think anyone who probably hears her play thinks, "Oh, you're really good." But it's not what she wanted. She wanted to be someone who could fully and completely express themselves, and she can't do it. And ever since the day, and we'll probably dig into that trauma deeper, but the day when she realized she couldn't do it, ever since then, her hands have shaken and they haven't stopped.
Fatal. How do others keep you quiet?
By looking over her shoulder, looking around in their surroundings while she's talking. Like they'd rather be anywhere else. When she's going off. I love this idea that that she's a musician of some sort and probably has a lot that loves talking about music and loves talking about playing the cello and how the cello is such a sensual instrument, because it is. And every time she starts to go into some of her favorite things and talk about her favorite things, people's not every time, but when people's eyes start to wander, like, not in the way of like, "Oh, because there's people who look at you or who will, like, engage in conversation without really looking you in the face because they're uncomfortable with direct eye contact, and that's not the same thing as the person who's, like, clearly would rather be anywhere else than having this conversation with her.
Okay. Sybil. What are you leaving behind from your boring life to become Bluebeard's date?
So I'm leaving behind. I wish I was leaving it behind forever, but I'm unfortunately just leaving it behind for a night. Um, I'm leaving behind a letter on my kitchen table. It is what, right around 2010. It's somewhere between 28 and 2010. So yeah, no, there's a letter. My landlord is selling my apartment building. I can stay, but my rent's going to go up by like $300. It's not impossible, but it's a lot. It's enough to make me real anxious lately. So I am deeply looking forward to this date. It's okay, I know it's ridiculous to put all this on a dude I've only ever known online. And I can't be all like, it's going to be the most magical night of my life. And I'm not going to think about any of this for like 8 whole hours. But also, I don't care that it's unfair. This is about to be the most magical night of my life. And I'm not going to think about any of this for like 8 hours. Mhm. So that's what I'm leaving behind. I'm leaving a notice that my rent is going up or I have to move.
Animus, what are you leaving behind from your boring life to become Bluebeard's date?
Arnica, I'm an actual real life tenant attorney, so you're making me go to work early,
No.
and I'm mad at you. Um, it's giving me a preview of my tomorrow fucking morning. Okay, sorry. I couldn't help but laughed my ass off when you started in on that. Um, leaving behind for your boring life to become okay. Shitty job. Yeah. Okay, so thank you, Arnica. Actually, you're inspiring me now. Shitty office job. Um, and when I say that those hands don't do what she wanted them to do. She sure didn't want them to clack away at a keyboard all day. That's for goddamn
Hmm.
sure. And yet that's what they do. And keyboards are also horrible for your wrists. They're like most standard keyboards are awful for your wrists because they make your wrists bend outward like that when you type. And that's made her form even worse. It's made it even harder to play. It means that her hands hurt when she play now, which they never used to. And I'm thinking I like the irony that she's getting screwed over by a rent increase at her apartment and she like works at like a real estate firm or something. But doesn't but it's like, it's like chefs who cook food that they couldn't afford to buy. I
Hmm.
think she works at like a real estate broker helping to sell houses that she could never afford to purchase and instead lives in an apartment where she's barely getting by and once her rent goes up she's absolutely fucked. So for one night, she is leaving that behind. She gets to not think about that for like 12 hours.
Fatal, what are you leaving behind from your boring life to become Bluebeard's date?
It's a slip of paper from that has her best friend's cousin's phone number on it, that her best friend has been trying to hook the two of them up, despite the fact that she's like, no, I'm working on this. I've got some other guy. She's been chatting with Bluebeard. Um, but the friend insists on, no, just hang out with him once. Just like just go on the date. It'll be fun. It'll be fine. He's super cool. He's got a great job in some financial sector that could not be less interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah. And so she's torn that up and tossed that in the garbage on her way out the door. She has no intention of calling him.
Sybil, when you first met Bluebeard, what loving gesture did he make that won you over?
So it was, for me at least, it was, oh gosh, it was just the most ridiculous forum. It was about it was a classical music forum, but like not a stuffy one, a cool one. Yeah, we happened to have been talking about some of the greatest modern interpretations of classical pieces. And it was just one of those, there was this one guy. There was this one guy, and all of his opinions were factually wrong. It wasn't just that, oh, I disagreed. Nothing he said was right, but he had been just harassing me all day on the forum. Everything I said to other people anywhere, he was there with a bad take, and it felt awful. And then, you know, here comes here comes Bluebeard 783, and he just he made him stop. It wasn't threats. It wasn't a whole bunch of internet posturing. He just talked to him like he could not believe his time was being wasted by such an immature little shit. He just went away. He's my, I don't know, he was my hero that day. And we got talking, and you know how it is online.
Animus, when you first met online, what loving gesture did Bluebeard make that won you over?
And yeah, we haven't met in person, right? That's the whole setup
Yeah,
here.
this is the
Right,
first
gotcha.
time you're meeting online. You're meeting in
Yep.
person.
Okay, I'm gonna hopscotch off of what LD said because I really like it. I like that a lot. That I think we took a plunge. Have you heard, okay, let me ask it. Have you heard Bluebeard's voice?
I
Is that
believe.
allowed?
Yeah, you can say that you've heard Bluebeard's voice if
Done a
you've
voice
talked
chat?
online. Yeah,
Okay.
you just haven't
Yeah, yeah.
seen. Yeah.
Haven't seen Bluebeard's face, right? Don't know what
Yeah.
they look like?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. So I think, oh, dude, and I tell you what, sexy fucking voice. Picturing the voice of like Hades from Hades Town.
Yeah.
Like that deep
Ooh.
bass. Hey, Bird. And I think we got into one night, took the plunge after talking for a while, and it was late at night, and I was already in bed, and I look like hell, and I was like, I don't want to do a video chat, but maybe we can just talk for a little bit and just hear each other's voices. And stealing from what LD said, I think I started in got excited about something, and I think probably something related to music. And I don't know, maybe some hot take about how Yo-Yo Ma's overrated or something. And uh start and recognize the point at which I have had this conversation before and have seen someone's eyes glaze over. Like I've been in this moment, and it's been not just people I meet casually, but like people I've dated, people I've talked to online, where I realize, yes, this will never work because you do not see me, because this is me showing you my innermost being about the things that I truly love and that ignite my passions. And when I talk about them, they mean nothing to you.
Mm-hmm.
And getting to a point in a conversation where I realized that that was at that point, and I stopped myself. And Bluebeard said, keep going. I want to hear what you have to say. And that tiny little spark from that moment, this is something I had not experienced before in any relationship I'd ever had.
Okay. Fatal, when you first met Bluebird online, what love and gesture did he make that won you over?
This one's tough. Um, I I think it would have been maybe the first time we exchanged pictures, in that he offered first. Like
Well,
he
you
sent the
haven't seen him yet.
Oh, we haven't seen. Oh, that's right.
You
You're
haven't
right.
seen him
Right.
yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
No scene.
Don't know
That's
what he
right.
looks like.
Ah, shoot.
Doesn't mean you couldn't have sent him pictures though.
Yeah, you can
Right.
send him pictures.
Yeah, that's fair. I know. I feel like yeah, I mean, I feel like we probably did send him pictures, but
Oh
I
yeah, for
think
sure.
but I don't the loving gesture that he would have made though. I I think he would have complimented when the first time the pictures were sent, that he would have complimented like not a specific body part, but like focused on the like lighting and the mood of the pictures and the composition of the pictures.
That's good.
Instead of your looks complimented how the
Yeah.
pictures actually were.
The
Yeah.
presentation. Yeah.
Exactly. Like he appreciated the whole effort that went into taking tasteful pictures.
Sybil.
I definitely feel it, what we know on each other, that we make very artistically composed
Yeah, exactly.
selfies.
Sybil. What gift did you send to Bluebeard before the rendezvous? And why did you choose this?
So I think that what gift? did- I think that okay, it was flirty. It was a little bit naughty, but not really. He asked
I
to hear
love
us play. So, since we have a full-size cello, we sat behind the cello and we played. We weren't wearing anything. We were wearing a cello and a smile. What's it matter? Enjoy this bowing.
Wearing nothing but Chanel #5, baby.
So it was like a video.
It was only a minute long, and he had asked us to play. I don't fucking know. Pick something from cello. All my
I don't
brain's
either.
going Thunderstruck.
Yeah. Cello Thunderstruck. That's it. That's it. Got it in
That's
one.
it. That's it. That's hilarious. We were playing we played a minute's worth of Thunderstruck on the
Perfect.
cello, butt naked, but you
Amazing.
can't see nothing except for a really bare like hip and an arm just going like hell. Super-
Amazing.
Tasteful
Um,
side boob.
Mm-hmm.
uh, Animus. What gift did you send to Bluebeard before the rendezvous, and why did you choose this?
Oh man, I was gonna do music thing too, but that's so good. I can't top that one.
It's a Thunderstruck. You just can't top Thunderstruck.
I can't top Thunderstruck. What am I gonna
Yeah.
do with that? Okay, so hmm. Okay. Okay. Yes, yes. It was a book. It was a book. Okay, so there. How many people are currently on watching us right now? I guarantee you that there are. Wait, 13. At least one of you has done this. Okay. Statistically, I'm certain of this. At least one of you has done this. That there is some. You were probably 22, right? Right thereabouts, between 19 and 22. And there was somebody you were crushing on, and you gave them your favorite book because you thought that it would mean that they would understand you. You were wrong. You were wrong. But you thought it might work because there's something in that book that resonated with you down to your bones. And you thought that if you showed that to somebody else, they would feel that same resonance within you and you would resonate together and make beautiful harmony. You were incorrect. I'm sorry to tell you that. However, I think our I think our I think our date is not a young person. I don't get the vibe of someone who's I'm not getting
Yeah,
someone who's 22. I don't feel that. I think this is someone more closer to their middle ages, maybe I don't know, maybe in their 40s, um but I think Bluebeard makes them feel young and makes them feel like making a gesture that they haven't made since it fell flat on its face in college with some dude they dated back then. And it makes her want to try to feel that way again. So she digs out her favorite book. Um, I'm not going to attempt to decide what that is, but she sends him, and you know what? Not just a copy, her copy.
oh,
The one with the
Ooh.
cracked spine and the dog-eared pages and the margin notes.
Mm-hmm.
Fatal.
Mm-hmm.
What gift did you send to Bluebeard before the rendezvous, and why did you choose it?
I sent him beard oil. Something that we have talked about, like what his favorite, because we do know that he's bearded. We've talked about it.
Mm.
I like a man with facial hair. And I remember him mentioning, the products that he likes to use and things. And I went out and found exactly that and sent it to him. But I found found the one that he liked and then bought the one that's like slightly more expensive. Same brand, but there's always that one that's like, this is the slightly nicer one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Sybil. Do you trust your suspicious boyfriend Bluebeard, or do you hold unkind suspicions, and why?
Okay, so like it's everybody's heard, oh my gosh, you can't date online, you're gonna go missing and you're gonna get and okay, yeah, every so often there's something on America's Most Wanted or on the news or 60 Minutes, but like everyone I know in real life who has dated online has had a great time. Okay, maybe not always a great time, but not a dangerous time. Nobody died. And like, yeah, once or twice you'll come across a creep, but you come across a creep in a bar. I don't, I mean, I have to try trusting him. I trust him enough to meet him. I'm really excited. And yeah, there's part of me that just is going, wow, this is gonna be a fucking disaster. It'll be like every bad story you've ever heard times 10 because that's what my life's been doing lately. But also, like, my life's not shit all the time. And this could be maybe I've just been in a slump. Maybe meeting Bluebeard tonight is gonna be like the where you get right on the hill of the coaster. And yeah, it's a frightening moment when you feel the chain catch the car because just for a minute you slip and you're like, no. But then it catches you and you go to the top, and maybe that's what tonight's going to be. But not if I don't at least try to trust him.
That was good. Animus, do you trust your suspicious boyfriend Bluebeard, or do you hold unkind suspicions, and why?
I trust him so much that it hurts. I trust him so much that I'm suspicious of myself. I feel as if Bluebeard and I resonate together at a molecular level, and that doesn't seem possible. All prior life experience telling me that can't be. Because every time that you thought you got close to that, you were wrong. But it doesn't feel wrong this time, and that's fucking terrifying. But in the most thrilling way imaginable.
And last but certainly not least, Fatal, do you trust your suspicious boyfriend Bluebeard, or do you hold unkind suspicions, and why? Oh, you're muted.
Trust.
Oh,
I am.
sorry. I didn't hear you the
Oh,
first part.
Now
oh,
you know.
sorry.
Oh,
No,
it just
okay.
popped in. No, you're good.
I
I
would
think you were
like
away from the mic.
Oh,
That's what
yeah.
it was.
This one is yeah. I would like to point out that it says, "Do you trust your generous boyfriend,
It
Bluebeard?"
does.
Does it? Oh,
Yeah. Which
that
I
was my problem. I copy and pasted it wrong.
that's
Sorry.
okay. No, it's
I'm
totally
really
fine.
leaning into this suspicious.
Yeah, weird,
This.
huh? Strange.
Sorry.
No,
I'm not trying to be biased or anything.
No, I'm only pointing it out because it informs the answer for me, which is
It is
no.
generous. That was my
Yeah.
bad. I copy and pasted it wrong.
You're totally fine. I think it works either way. I'm just saying, I don't think the Fatale trusts anyone who is that generous because usually people who are generous like that want something. And I mean, sometimes those motives are clear and sometimes they're not. Um, but I think she's going into this. It doesn't matter whether or not she trusts him or not because she trusts herself. and her ability to get out of a situation if she needs to.
Okay. Those were amazing answers, everyone. We're going to go over to our sisterly bonds.
Okay.
We will start off with Sybil. Your sisters do not see the wisdom of your ravings, but blank is perfect bait. Explain how you have used them to fulfill your deviant desires.
It's everyone always thinks Fatal, my poor Fatal. They always want to blame her. But Animus, she's really the perfect bait. She's so earnest. Our heart, she's our heart, and she puts it in everything. She she puts it in our music. She takes the whispers I give her. Make sure that when this happens, you hit this note, they'll love it. She listens so well. She does. She's not a brute. She's beautifully compliant when you approach her right. And she's wonderfully strong, like a little stone wall when you come at her wrong. And of course, she does so much. You just have to wind her up and point her in the right direction. I love my sister.
And blank attracts the wrong kind of obsession. Explain how you've suffered to keep the unwanted affection of others at bay.
Who could it be?
I wonder.
It's everyone has got a fatal in them somewhere. And it is always Fatal's fault when they're obsessed, but it's not, she's not bad. She's just, she draws the eye and she ensnares the mind. And that's her job. It's what she does. She can't help herself. And yes, sometimes that means that I have to step in, interrupt, make things a little uncomfortable, a little awkward, tell them a truth that they don't want to hear, drive them, push them back a little bit. But really, it's okay, Fatal. We've kept together so far. Tonight will be much different, I'm sure.
Animus. You hold yourself apart from your sisters, but blank is the only one who soothes you. Explain a time they calmed your rage.
Thinking about this the entire time Arnica was talking, and I love this explanation very much. So Fatal is the only one who soothes me.
Mhm.
Reason being that I have tried to be an engine of creation, a person who takes emotion and makes it sound. And that is fucking hard. And I've mostly not succeeded. I've tried. I've tried with absolutely everything that I have, and it was underwhelming. But Fatal reminds me that there is always still a way to communicate, even when you cannot communicate the way that I want to, the way that I always desired to, through sonic emotion. There is a simpler, some might call it more base way, but it's effective. And throughout my entire life, when the bees in my brain wouldn't stop buzzing, sexuality was always a way to calm myself. And it has paid dividends throughout the years. Not always, hasn't always ended well, that's for sure. But you get to shut off your head for a little while. And I dearly thank my sister Fatal for giving me that gift time and 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 time again.
Animus, you are envious of blank. Explain why you can never compare to them.
Fucking Sybil. Sybil Sybil is what I Sybil is what I wanted to be in a way. Sybil is in my perfect version of myself when I look in the mirror and I squint, I see Sybil. But as soon as I open my eyes again, she's gone. Sybil is Sybil is this mysterious, this alluring, this perfect combination of all the things that I like to think of as myself. She combines those elements perfectly. She ensnares people, she traps them, she enraptures them. She has this air of both sensuality and mystery about her that people can't resist. But the problem is, it's never lasts long enough. I feel as if it's there, that there is this perfect stew of me that comes together to make Sybil, but it's always so goddamn fleeting. And so I've come to hate Sybil for that. Because I know that she's there. I know that there is this version of me that I can be, but she never sticks around long enough.
Fatal,
Mhm.
your sisters are who they are, boring and predictable, but blank has no idea of a woman's true power. Explain why you wish to teach her.
Ooh, went back and forth on these ones, but I will say I think it's Ugh. I think it's Animus who doesn't know a woman's true power. And it's because Animus can get so angry sometimes. And there's no reason for that. You don't have to be angry. We're smarter and more clever, and we can get what we want without going into that rage state, without we if we just look inside ourselves, we have the power to do what we need to do without getting angry about it. Not that it's there are times when anger serves people, and that's fine, but for us, we don't need to.
You try to draw in blank with your seductive aura. Explain how you hide your insecurities from her.
Sybil. I feel like the ooh, it's so there's something that's so close between Sybil and Fatal, I feel, that it's hard not to that of course I try and try to draw Sybil in. Um, but I also do think that that means, and also Sybil sees a lot. Um, it's hard to hide those insecurities and hard to hide. I feel like Fatal's very confident. It's hard to hide to to fake it with Sybil, because Sybil sees a lot more. Um, and I think that let's see how to hide those insecurities. I I think it's the confidence really that's like that she's using to hide those insecurities, that like it's that fake it till you make it kind of vibe. Um even when I'm not sure, even when I'm not positive that what I'm doing is the right thing, or even when I'm not positive that everything is actually going to turn out all right. it's just easier to pretend that it is. And maybe if I pretend hard enough, Sybil won't notice. Nobody else will notice that it's kind of a lie, that everything is in fact very scary. But yeah.
Beautiful. So, the night is young. The sun has set, and you have a 8 o'clock meeting with the man of your dreams. You know he's going to be late. He's being held up, but you were told to go to the hotel anyway and wait until he makes his appearance. You have full range to explore all of the suites as you like. Find whatever room makes you comfortable where you want to spend your night with him. But don't go into his suite, as that's a special place for the two of you when he arrives. You get to the room where he has left you the key for. And as you go inside, you find a box there waiting for you, a beautifully wrapped in this dark purple wrapping paper, the bow almost as big as the box itself. It's so beautiful that you don't want to unwrap it. But you do, and you find that it's this beautiful blue navy negligee left. He took into account the sizes that you sent him, and it's made to fit on your body perfectly. As you put it on and you wrap the silk robe around your body, it feels nicer than anything you've ever owned before. And there's a rose laying there, beautiful blue rose. You pick it up and it's laying beside a set of keys. There's a note reminding you that he'll be there as soon as possible. He's sorry that he couldn't carry you over the threshold himself, but feel free to explore until he makes his arrival. And Arnica, when we get back, you'll be able to describe your key as we go into Bluebeard's motel. We've received 3 donations before we go to break. I'd like to thank Humaloo, Other Doc, and Anon. One of them from Humaloo was specifically for Arnica to make bad decisions.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
I
go.
will.
Do it,
You
do it,
know,
do it, do it.
you know Arnica's gonna make the worst decisions with
Oh,
love.
can't wait for this.
But we'll be back in about 5 to 10. We'll see you then, and we will get straight into making those bad decisions. Hi everyone, we're back. We have gotten a couple of donations. We're at 1370 out of our goal. Let's get it up. That's not a good thing to say. No, I'm
God
just
damn it, I was drinking.
I'm just gonna leave now. Just gonna go.
No, it's out there. It's there
No, it's
forever.
out there. Audience, you heard it here first. Let's all get it up together.
Yep, I said that. Anyway, let's get the goal higher. There we go.
Sure.
There we go.
Huh?
I'm a huge supporter of getting higher. We can do this.
Um. Anyway,
Yeah, somebody
Sybil.
clip that, please.
No, don't. Sybil, you have you have changed into your negligee for the evening, and you have this beautiful blue rose with you, and you have these ring of keys in your hand, and you know that besides Bluebeard's suite, you have free reign of the motel. What key are you drawn to first? Describe it for me.
So, as my fingers kind of play across the keys, it's so curious because I don't know. I know that most of the new ones, the fancy hotels have swapped to the like not even the swipe cards, these tap cards, but these are still solid and real and they're kind of ornamental. This one that I pick up, it's I'm not sure what the material is. It's quite brown for metal. Not not really bronzy, not copper. I couldn't tell you what it is if I didn't know any better. If I wasn't touching it, I'd say it was the color of wood, but it very much feels like metal in my hand. Um, it's got a scalloped end, three big curls, filigrees inside of it. It's got a heavy round barrel stop at the other end and a very traditional kind of key head, except the back is just a little sharp.
Okay. Just one second. You run your fingers over this key, and that back sharpness sort of catches the pad of your thumb. It doesn't break skin because you have calloused fingers from playing your cello for so long, but you think that maybe if your skin was a little softer, it might cause a bit of blood to come to the pad of your thumb. But you look around and you find the door that you think might match this key. And it's a sort of unassuming door. It's a seafoam looking green, and there's a window in it, but you can notice that it's fogged up. And you sort of take your hand and you try to brush away the fog, and nothing moves. It looks like it might be fogged from the inside. And you put the key in the key ring and you turn and push the door open, and you're hit by this steam. You step inside and the door swings closed behind you. And you look around and you seem to be in a sauna type room, grand room. You didn't know that he had spa services here at the motel. This is pretty ritzy for, a little roadside motel, but maybe he's more into this real estate, this business venture than you thought. It's all tile in here, white mixed with seafoam green tiles. It's beautiful. The moisture around you sort of makes your hair frizz a little bit, but in an enjoyable way because you can feel how moisturizing it is to your skin. Your skin feels supple, and it's it's calming. You feel that everything in here with the scent of lavender and gardenias and oils and different sort of flowers and essential oils mixing in the air around you. It's not overwhelming. It's just the right temperature. And all of a sudden, it gets warmer, as almost as if someone has put some water on the hot coals in the middle, but you don't see anything. Maybe it's just on a timer or something. What do you do?
So the room is, the air is sticky. It's not oppressively so, but I feel it. The negligee clings to my body. Little whiffs of hair kind of stick to the bottom corner of my mouth. Um, and there's steam, the condensation starting to bead on the tile as I run my fingers across it. It's nice in here. I'm not dressed for a sauna, but I'm definitely coming back in here in a little bit. And honestly, I'm not quite ready to leave. I'm just gonna like stand here for a minute. Not too long. Don't want to ruin my clothes. Don't want to ruin my hair. But just for a second, I'm gonna head a little bit deeper in. Maybe kind of really get closer to wherever the steam is coming from. Let it open up everything. I'm gonna look dewy, girl.
As you head deeper in, you hear sort of a rhythmic thwack, thwack, then a pause, then a thwack, thwack, then a pause.
So it's it's a curious sound. I didn't, I mean, obviously the staff's gonna be here. Duh. Well, duh, that's why it got steamy. Someone is in here, they're at work. Um, and I really shouldn't interrupt them. That said, like, is it interrupting if I just take a peek? Like, look, I don't know what services are at a fancy hotel sauna. I've had a sauna before, but like it's a gym sauna. I don't spend the extra money at the hotel for services like this. And okay, I'm a little curious. So I follow that sound.
As you follow the sound, would either of the other sisters like to do any maiden moves?
I would actually. There
Likewise.
are like oils and things sort of out,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I would love to investigate the mysterious object, if I may, and sort of take a peek and see like if what kind of perfumes we have, what kind of scented oils, or see if there's anything interesting among those.
Okay, you get to ask two questions. Those questions are: whose item is this? What memories does this item hold? What about this item is odd or uncanny? Or why did Bluebeard keep this item?
I would like to ask, what about this item is odd or uncanny? And whose item is this?
Okay. You pick up these odds and ends of perfumes and oils, and you notice that it's not like a matching motel set. Most motels you've been to have a matching branding on them, something that they buy in bulk from suppliers, to a deal made between the motel and a nondescript brand. These are all mixed, different sizes, different brandings on them. And as you pick one up and pick another one up, you notice that they have different names written on the bottom of them: Peggy, Lois, Taylor, as if these belong to other people who have been here and been guests at the motel. And you said, what about this item is odd or uncanny?
Yes.
You open one of them and you expect it to be a fruity scent or a flowery scent, something, that you would love to put behind your ears or wash your hair in or bathe in, something you're that you expect in a hotel or in a sauna. It's the smell of rot. It's the smell of disease. It's the smell of death that you smell instead.
Oof. I was absolutely going to put one behind my ears, but I may not now.
I would like to take stock of that because
Okay.
that
You have
suddenly feels like a tense situation.
It is. You have one of four questions you may ask. What stalks the date from the
Yeah.
shadows? What traps have been laid for the date? What does this place demand of the date? Or what horror here is hidden from the date?
I feel like we found one horror, but because I think it's the most interesting question. What does this place demand of the date?
As you notice your sister getting closer to the sound of the thwack, the thwack, you see the fog clear before she does. And you see a figure laying there, a beautiful female looking figure, very feminine in its form, hair flowing down across its shoulders, this seafoam hair that almost matches the green color of the door and of the tiles on the wall. Breast exposed, skin, this beautiful, beautiful dark color. You see long nails with a fan in one hand as she sort of fans herself against the moisture in the air. And you notice that as your eyes follow her body, the curve and the roundness of her body, there are no legs. The body curves into this fishtail, beautiful colors. And then you notice a huge bite taken out of one part of it. Blood falls down onto the stairs of this sauna, blood congealing and sort of mixing with the condensation against the stairs, but it doesn't seem to bother her. She's just lounging carefully, fanning herself off, and her eyes are hungrily staring at your sister.
And so it demands of me what?
It looks like it's hungry for something, specifically your
Oh,
sister.
I see, I see. Shit, dude.
And Sybil, as you get closer, you begin to see this image. This beautiful mermaid lounging there, fanning herself, just enjoying the warmth of the room. And you see the huge bite taking out of her fin, the blood that flows down, but she doesn't seem to be phased by it. She's simply enjoying the room and enjoying the smells and the comfortableness that she's lounged back against this, this like sitting area in this sauna. Her nakedness on display, it does not bother her at all. She's beautiful, one of the most beautiful creatures you have ever seen. And as she sees you, she gives you a little wink. And as she smiles, thousands, and it is thousands, almost too big for her mouth, of these sharp, needle like teeth are exposed toward you.
Um, so we stop suddenly just outside of the door. Um, it's not quite steamy enough that we slip, but also we skid a little bit. We're closer to the door than we want to be. We are frozen by the, okay, there are things in the deep. Sometimes we can't sleep. And when we can't sleep, this is Animal Planet has not gone to shit yet. Though we can still watch lots of really interesting actual nature documentaries on Animal Planet. So we watched one recently on the things that live down in the darkest part of the water. We saw this thing. It was almost all head. It was like 9 feet long, but its head, it couldn't close its mouth because of these long scimitar curved teeth just crowded out everything. And I just, for a moment, it's that. For a moment, the room is dark. The mermaid is just ooh, you know what? We don't like this. Honestly, we're a little bit scared. Kind of think we shiver with fear.
You're going to shiver from fear. So, when you shiver from fear, you name the thing you're most afraid will happen. So, what are you afraid will happen?
I I am so afraid there's another one. That the sound I heard, she's holding so still. So if the sound I heard was maybe a tail on the tile, whose tail did I hear? Is she in here alone?
It's worse than what you feared. She's alone, but she wants someone to be there with her. She will take you as her own pet. So, you can keep the rose and choose two options, or you can pass the rose to another sister and choose one. So you can it will infect the date with its perversion. It has the date in its clutches right now, or it speaks to you and you take one trauma.
Um, let's see. It's gonna speak to me and I'm gonna take a trauma.
Okay.
Um, am I ready to pass through? Uh, can we do it this way? Can it speak to me? Can I take the trauma and then decide if I'm going to pass the rose depending
Of
on what it
course.
says?
Yeah.
Cool.
It looks at you and it holds this hand out, long fingernails, claws almost. No, they are claws. They're sharp. If they were to touch you like the back of that key, they would no doubt cut you without a moment's hesitation. And those teeth are so sharp, this sickening smile. And you notice as she smiles more, she seems to be cutting the own roof of her mouth. Blood flows down each side of her mouth as she looks at you and she says, "What's on the menu tonight? Is it fish or innocence?"
Take my trauma. And so I stop and I look inside myself. I look over towards my sisters, the Fatale still kind of just drawn back, kind of taken aback by that stench, man. I clocked it, but Fatale's the one who really, I smelled it and said, "Ooh, that stink." Fatale has just been like, she's the part of the brain that's been focused on how much it stinks. She freaking hated that. She was expecting something wonderful. How dare it betray her? Animus is just. Can I trust them with this? I hand the rose to the Animus because the urge to say me, the urge to offer myself onto the menu to this mermaid is so heavy. I have never wanted to just. She's so beautiful. I have to hand the rose to my sister. I don't think I can be trusted at the moment.
As you give up control to the Animus, you feel yourself in this moment of your sister's weakness, but your strength. And the mermaid still stares at you with that smile, the blood flowing down her face. It slowed a little bit, but her head's tilted to the side as if she's waiting for an answer from you. You're muted.
Oh, am I?
No, you weren't talking loud enough.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
I was talking shit actually, so maybe it's best that you didn't hear it. Typical Sybil. Another situation you've put us into. I take the rose from my sister, and as she steps back into the sort of deep place where she lives, she's not out in front of my eyes. I remember how this is always how it is with Sybil. She is fleeting. She is there so briefly and so powerfully and shines so brightly, but never for very long. And it always comes back to me. It always ends up in my hands to do the dirty work, to sully myself in the ways that Sybil doesn't have to. And I don't hate her for that. I really don't. I'm jealous of her for it. But here I am again, the same person who spent all of those hours playing until the skin peeled from my fingertips and I bled onto the fretboard. And now it's time to dirty myself with violence.
Okay. Oh, excuse me for just a moment.
Oh, hello.
Um,
I sorry, go ahead.
what
No, go
did you
ahead,
want to do
please.
something?
Oh, I before we get violent,
Yeah,
can I get us closer?
sure.
Yeah.
You want to do a maid move?
I was gonna use my face move.
Yeah.
Oh,
go ahead.
sure. I will never turn that down. Go ahead.
I would love to I feel like I can sense what Animus wants to do, perhaps. And I can feel that like I can feel the energy sort of start to rise from Animus, and maybe to help her, I I want to like sort of come up closer to our mermaid friend. And I would like to caress her cheek and wipe the blood off of her lips. I'm using and like just sort of lightly, gingerly press a cheek or press a kiss to her cheek.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and get her to focus on us. I would like to use the spider move, which is basically I'm trying to charm her into telling me a
This is
secret.
a killer tag team.
Yeah.
She looks at you and she's a bit surprised. She didn't expect this turn of events after Sybil so coldly turned away from her. And she turns her head into your kiss and caresses you with her cheek for a moment. And you hear her let loose this sort of shaking breath. This as she gets closer to you. And she says, he watches, you know. Not every step you take, but the important ones. Every time you touch someone, and she reaches out and grabs your hand and brings your hand down to touch your chest, touches yourself. He sees you. Don't get distracted. His presence is here, no matter what you do. And as she does that, she watches as you watch her. And she goes out, and there's just a little nip at your ear. Not anything to hurt you,
Mm-hmm.
but just a little bit of a nip of those sharp teeth at your ear.
I would like to mark a trauma to ask a follow-up question.
Yes.
How does he watch us?
Ooh.
Her eyes immediately flit over to the corner of the room to a camera that you have never noticed before at this moment. One of those old CCTV cameras, bulky and big. And how did you not notice this when you first walked in? Was it because of the steam in the room? It was how can it see you with all of this fog around, all of this steam from the sauna? But you know, and you have a chill up your neck that he can see no matter what.
All right, Animus.
Oh,
You have given me much to think about, my dear Fatal. I do think Animus feels that is what she and Fatal do best together. Exactly that 1-2 punch. And seeing the way that Sybil fled from this, it I think to Animus, Sybil is the perfect fusion of her and Fatal that just never seems to last long enough. And it's in moments like this when Fatal perfectly uses all of our gifts to bring us close to a person to the point where they are now, whether they realize it or not, under our sway and helpless beneath our grip. And the rush of power that comes from that, coupled with the fact that now she knows he's watching. And there's a part of us that wants him to see us as the strong being that we wish to be. And to show how in control that we are. So I think I'm like really torn about how, in terms of move, what to do here, and I will take suggestions.
what are you wanting to accomplish?
I want to give the appearance of power to Bluebeard, knowing that Bluebeard is watching. And so I am torn between two very different ways of doing that. There is Caress a Horror, which has sort of already been done,
Mm-hmm.
but really uh, doubling down that, I suppose. And then dirtying yourself with violence, but perhaps not in a particularly gruesome fashion. But I will listen to my sisters on this one if you have something that speaks to you out of those options. What say ye, friends?
Ooh.
So Sybil is not quiet. She is pulled back, but she leans forward. You can feel her kind of whispering in our own head. She's against you. She goes, "Oh, we could we could give him something to watch. We could. She's so pretty. We don't have to we don't have to hurt her. She doesn't have to hurt us." Sybil says caress a horror.
I'm with Civil on this one.
Well, I thought you might be.
Yeah. Nothing if not predictable.
I am very down with that. Okay.
Okay.
Let's
give
put
me
on a
plus
show,
blood.
ladies. All right. Plus blood. Using my dice that were made by a blacksmith. They're little cubes of iron.
Nice.
They're so cute.
That is not good. That's
Oh.
a 6. And my blood is a -1, so that is a 5.
Yep.
Let's go.
Describe what this looks like for me as you attempt to caress this horror.
Well, as established, Animus's hands shake. And she watched as Vital took their body forward and so beautifully brought this being under their sway as she got in close enough to like feel her breath fog against her skin. But Animus is in control at the moment, and Animus is no Vital, as she is reminded constantly. She's no Sybil either, for that matter. And this is not what Animus does. This is Animus trying to sort of be someone else for a moment, and she reaches forward and caresses her cheek, and I think draws her hand down her neck and onto her shoulder and down onto her breast, and her hand is trembling the entire way. And her hand, I think it's her left hand too, so it's the really calloused one, and it's rough against her skin. And it's the I think this creature can feel the fear and the hesitation, and there's nothing sensual about this at all, much as Animus wants it to be. It's just not. And I think what this creature sees in Animus is this is someone putting on a show. This is not real. And that really takes this creature out of that moment entirely and realizes what she's experiencing.
You caress this horror, you caress this mermaid. And for a moment, it feels like maybe you're accomplishing what you set out to do. But then those calluses drag at this skin of this mermaid, this glistening skin, and you see her face in an instant shift from something that looks like pleasurable to something painful. And out of nowhere, her tail comes up and thwacks you against the head, throwing you across the room. Your head slams down across on the marble floor, the marble tiles of this room. You're going to take one trauma as you have a gash, just you, Animus, as you have a gash on the side of your head now. And she lets out this awful scream, mouth wide and gaping as those teeth are bared to you, and it looks like she might attack you at any moment. She might come crawling over to you despite that gash in her own body. What do you do? You have greatly offended her.
I have indeed. Uh,
Now, there are moves to escape. You can escape
yeah,
without proposing a truth, or you can propose a truth and get out of there.
I'm gonna stick it out slightly longer, but I'm going to cry out for help.
Okay. Roll plus
So
resilience.
Okay, my resilience is a 0, so this is a flat roll. And it's a 7. All right, we're getting
Okay.
better. Moving in the right direction.
You cry out for resilience. Or you cry out for help. What do you say as you cry out for help?
Oh man, how do you say help? There's a mermaid attacking me.
Help, there's a mermaid attacking me.
Help, there's a mermaid attacking me.
Yeah.
No, you know what she does? She knows there's a fucking camera in here. She calls Bluebeard's name.
You call out for Bluebeard, and suddenly you hear a loud, buzzing noise. And as the mermaid is crawling over to you, sort of army crawling, that loud, buzzing noise stops her. She retreats back over onto her seat slowly, but her eyes are burning into you. And the door to the room, you don't really see it as much as you feel that coldness rush in from outside. And someone comes in, and you notice that it seems to be a young maid, a young housekeeper. She's dressed in all blues. She's wearing sort of this what I would consider a very stereotypical maid outfit, whereas usually it would be black and white. It's this dark navy and white. She has the little hat on and everything. Very uh, astute looking. Very like everything is pleated. Very everything is ironed. Very nice. Um, and she rushes over to you and kneels down, almost like she doesn't notice the creature over across from you. She doesn't pay it any mind. She looks down at you and she says, "Oh, honey, are you all right? What can I? You look like you've been through hell. What happened to you?"
I look across to the creature and back to her, as if
Oh,
without saying it, but are you
don't
not fucking
mind.
seeing this?
Don't mind. Those are just Bluebeard's. We call him his eccentricities around here. He's a collector.
Don't even have time to process that. Can I can you show me out of here?
I'm sorry, but can I ask who you are? I don't know if you're supposed to be in here or not.
I'm I show her the key.
And where
I'm a guest. Bluebeard gave me. I'm meeting Bluebeard here.
where did you get these keys from?
They were on my bed in my room. He left me. He left me this like negligee that's like clinging to my skin now. But like he left me this. You know. Can I leave this room, please?
Oh, well, she looks up at the camera and you hear there's like a little muttering, and then you notice there is a earpiece in her ear. And it seems to be a long string of words that are being said into her ear. And I think it sets off something in your brain. You're not sure what's being said. And she looks up at the camera and looks back at you, and there's sort of this confused look in her face. And she stands up and she says, "All right, well, let's get you out of here then." She helps you up to your feet and she says, um, "First, I do need your help cleaning up this blood, though. You've made quite a mess in here."
Who 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 were you talking to?
To you.
No, in your who was talking to who was talking to you?
And that's none of your concern.
And she looks up at the camera and then like back to like her earpiece, makes the reasonable assumption that it might be him,
Mm-hmm.
and then with that thought and like looks down at herself and the way that just the short time she's been here, like between the steam and the sweat and the blood, this beautiful thing that Bluebeard purchased for her is like clinging to her skin and already probably has some blood on it and is dirtied, and she feels, knowing that he's watching, feels this rise of shame for that. And I think very dejectedly gets down, like kneels on the floor and starts wiping up blood while looking in the camera the entire time.
After a few minutes, you can tell that this was more of a power play than anything. You're not going to get this blood cleaned up all the way. There's no way. If anything, with all the condensation, you're just smearing it around. But after a few minutes, she says, "Well, all right, that looks perfect to me. Let's get you out of here."
And I think as she walks out, by the way, I have to know, what is the mermaid doing?
She seems to be sitting there bent over on her arms with her head like sort of like this, just watching you, her teeth bared. There's an underlying tension in her body that she could jump at any time.
I think as she stands up to walk away, she feels she feels gross. I mean, by the whole encounter, she feels it beyond gross, undesirable
Mm-hmm.
after that. And I think in that moment, uh, she's gonna pass the rose to her sister Fatale
Would you
because
like to propose a truth?
I would love to.
Okay.
Um, is that a pass the rose thing or is that a
Yes, you pass the rose when you propose a truth. You can
okay?
pick a token of faithfulness or a token of disloyalty. If you take a token of faithfulness, you are closer to proving that your trust in your boyfriend is well placed. The opposite of for disloyalty,
Hmm.
and you get a trauma for disloyalty, and you heal a trauma for faithfulness.
Okay, so propose a truth about a room. Detail what you think happened in the room, to whom, and why. Um, I don't think she has any idea what.
It doesn't have to be completely on the line with that. It can be your own interpretation.
Okay,
That's basically what it's supposed to be, is your own interpretation of what you think happened here. It can tie into what happened to you as well.
okay, yeah. I think she believes that it was a test and she failed it. I think she believes that this sort of like on display here when she came in was this like perfect display of sexuality that she I mean, it's literally a mythical creature. This is a mythical level of sexiness that she could not compare to. Um, that she could not compare to, and I think that she believed that she was meant to she was meant to demonstrate her ability to kind of meet that,
Mm-hmm.
and she couldn't do it. But in her failure, she was able to prove something more important, and that is her faithfulness to Bluebeard by choosing to clean up her own mess afterward. Um, she did a botched job, but she attempted to clean up after herself, and she knows Bluebeard was watching. And I think she believes that that is the only good thing that came of what just happened. With that said, she does not feel as if she can do this any longer. And where sensuality fails, there's only one person for the job. And she's therefore going to pass the rose to Patel. So I heal a trauma?
Yes, you heal a
Yeah,
trauma.
cool.
Fatal, you step outside and you look around, and the rain is falling heavy outside now. You're underneath the awning on the sidewalk outside of the room. And you go to look at this housekeeper that helped you, and you look side to side, and she's nowhere to be found. but you feel the keys in your hand. Describe to me the key that calls to you.
It is the most ordinary looking key of the bunch. It looks like a house key. It's brass, that like just that like weird sort of diamondy shape at the front. It looks like a key that I could have on my own key ring. It looks like the key to my best friend from high school's house. It's one of those that like, you're sure there's like a matching one for the top and the bottom. There's the one
Mm-hmm.
for the deadbolt and one for the regular lock on it.
You take this key and you hold it, and you're surprised by how plain it is, especially given the last key you had, how it ran against your callous thumb. And this one sort of calls to you regardless, and you follow the room number on it to the door that corresponds. And you put the key inside of the door and you stare at the door, and it's a equally as plain door. It seems like this is maybe one of the original doors to the building.
Mhm.
You turn the key and step in, and this room is dark. You can't make out anything in front of your face, and the door closes behind you with a soft click. And then all of a sudden, in front of you, a TV turns on. Another one turns on beside it. Another one beside that one. So forth and so on until there is a circle of TVs glowing with static around them. You can't make out any other furniture in the room. You see all of a sudden this commercial come on the TV, and all of them at the same time welcoming you to Bluebeard's motel. You can't make out the man's face. Every time it cuts to a new scene, he seems to be cut out of it. You just see the beautiful, lush facial hair of this man that you know as your boyfriend, basically. That's the way you've been calling him for so long. Welcoming you to his motel on the side of the road. It's always a customized stay, and his guests are put above everyone else. The TVs light up just a little bit of the room. You can see maybe the shadow of an armchair, maybe a bed. Maybe there's another door in the back of the room. You're not entirely sure. What do you do?
I would like to see if I can find a remote and try and change the channels.
Okay. You feel around in the dark, and this room is stuffy. It feels like a window hasn't been opened in here since this room was built. There's no light from anywhere else. It's just a completely, almost suffocating type of stuffiness in this room. And you feel around and you bump into things. You're not really sure what type of furniture it is that you're bumping into. You finally lay your hand on what feels like might be a remote. You can feel the buttons pushing down, and you hold it a little bit in front of your face, and you're like, okay, I can see maybe those are buttons. You see like the little power button that glows in the dark on sort of old-fashioned remotes. You turn the channel button up. You push it a couple times, and that commercial keeps repeating over and over and over again. You hear Bluebeard's voice ringing in your ears, welcoming you to his motel.
Hmm.
That deep Patrick Page voice.
Yeah.
Enjoy your stay.
Can we look around?
You can take stock.
Yeah, I think so.
Ask me one question.
What horror here is hidden from the date?
Good question. As you're looking around, the TV seemed to be a little bit brighter the more the commercial plays. And you're able to see a light switch on the wall behind you and you flip it on. It's not that much better in here, despite the lights being on. It's a very dim glow of an overhead light. And you see an outline on the bed. Looks like to be underneath the comforter, and it is a grimy looking comforter. What at one time might have been white, but it's sort of an eggshell brownish looking color now. It's folded neatly, but underneath it looks to be the outline of a body.
I would like to shiver with fear.
Of course. Name the thing you're most afraid will happen.
That I know who's under the covers?
It's worse than you fear because that's you underneath the blanket.
Yup. All right. Um, I am going to I it speaks to me. I'll take that trauma.
Doesn't speak as much as it cries.
Sure,
It
of
lets
course.
out this wailing, heartbroken sob. A sob that could rattle a house. A sob that could wake the dead. It is a wailing, painful cry that you've cried yourself before. That you've cried when your fingers started callousing. The same cry you cried when your landlord left that letter. The same cry when you realized that your job was a dead end job that you can't get out of. You watch as the comforter goes slack against the mouth and then puffs out by each mangled breath it takes as it wails and cries, and the sound is louder than the commercials that still play, and it fills this room around you so loud that you have to cover your ears in order to concentrate.
Cool. Passing the rose. This feels like I feel like this feels very familiar. Like we've had nights like this ourselves. Just not in a creepy hotel, just in our own apartment. That feeling, that devastation, and I feel like this is Sybil's domain.
Yeah.
The confidence
Sybil,
isn't holding through, and this is where Sybil steps in.
Sybil, you take control, and that wailing grows louder, and it hurts deep inside of you, and the furthest reaches of your soul, you relate to this wailing sound. This isn't fear that you feel. It is you feel sad. You feel grief. You feel woe.
Of course I do. Of course I feel it. We all feel it. But also I feel anger because she just told us. She just told us he's watching. And now I'm trying. we're trying to put on our best. We tried to show him we're sexy and we're strong. And Mermaid was, you know what? Maybe I pushed a little too hard. Maybe I was just like, they got this. And I just left them to something a little too mean. I won't do that this time. I'll handle this myself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play my face card, the prophetess. You
Oh,
can see what will be when you take stock of a tense situation, mark one trauma, and answer a question from the list. Your choice. The groundskeeper is bound by the answer you give as if it were their own. So I'm going to make a call. And Humaloo, I'll be watching, because if you're like, ooh, let's double down and make that worse, now's the time to do so. Here's what I see. I stand there, and the cold flickering light from the TVs, all of them just half a second out of sync, so that it just kind of, he's here, he's here, he's here, he's here, he's here. He's running. He's chasing us around the circle of TVs. And as he does, his voice never quite in sync. In that flickering light, I see that the thing on the bed that looks like me and sounds like me has literally cried her eyes out. She just, there's nothing there. They're just empty sockets, pooling and spilling like little fountains. And I could ease her suffering, or I could just make her stop. How many times have I wished I could just make myself stop crying? Just shake myself until I stopped. I could do that. So I'm going to take stock, and the question I'm answering is, as far as what does this place demand of the date? It demands that somehow or another I stop myself. I stop those tears. Now, I could just grab her and shake her until she stops. But also, secretly, haven't we always just wanted someone to just appear when you're so alone and crying like that? When it feels like the world's going to end, someone to just come in behind you, just scoop you and hold you until you can't shake apart any further. It would be so much smarter to just stop her the rough way. But she looks like Animus lying there, just shaken down to her most primal form, rage and sorrow and sadness. And I could never shake Animus, sweet thing. So I'm going to use Caress of Horror.
Okay.
I'm going to roll with blood, and I'm going to crawl in with my little self. 2d6.
Yo.
That's a, oh no. Oh no.
oh no.
Oh no.
What
This
is
is going
it? What
great.
is it,
This
Arnica?
is
What
going
is it?
great. This is perfect.
I definitely didn't do snake eyes, because that would be really annoying.
Oh
No.
I mean, technically it's a 3 because blood is my +1. With my +1, I got a 3. My dice has never done this to me before.
Date is going
I'm
very
sorry, this has
well.
never happened to me before on a date.
This is a great night for you. Great night for
We're
the
doing
sister.
very well.
We're doing
We're doing
great.
we're doing great, fam. Good job.
Crawl
Sisterhood is
into the
powerful.
bed with yourself.
What was this
Like
about?
you
A
said.
shattered ending now? What's that?
Her eyes are
So
gone as she has cried them away. You crawl into bed with her and you wrap your arms around her, and you're trying to caress her, trying to bring her some sort of comfort. And her face turns into one that mirrors the anger that you have. And she says, "Don't touch me. Get your hands off of me. You're nothing but a failure. I could never be like you. I could never let my life go to shit the way you let your life go to shit. I have a man that loves me. I have a job that I love. I'm thriving. What are you doing? Online dating? Everyone's laughing at you. You're a laughing stock."
so my arms had wrapped around her from behind. I had cradled her back against me. I had extended, let no one say I hadn't. I had extended exactly what I kind of hoped I always deserved. And what a surprise. Of course, I don't deserve it. Of course, this is how I would lash out. Of course, this is how I would respond. And I can't let her go. Even as she's just, oh, all this hatefulness and cruelty, I'm squeezing her. I'm holding her tighter and tighter. I'm digging my nails into her arm. I'm not letting her go. I've buried my head between her shoulder blades. Let's go ahead and double down and make it worse. I'm dirtying myself with violence.
Roll those
Yeah.
carnality.
Let's go.
All right, that's a 4. That's a 5. It's a 9 because my
That's a
carnality is a
9.
0.
Okay. So you get to choose one. You disable, silence, or mutilate them.
Um, I'm going to go with silence.
And you also have to choose that your vulnerability opens you up to trauma or your carelessness leaves you in a bad spot.
I'm going to say that. Okay. Let me vamp for a minute. Let's
Yeah,
see
if
if
you want to
Hamalu wants
narrate
to come in
this,
and let's see if
yeah.
Hamalu wants to come in and decide whether or not whether I've left myself in a bad spot or whether I'm open to violence. So as I'm saying all of this, absolutely hateful and absolutely untrue and maybe kind of true. It's not, it's untrue. As she's saying this, as I'm holding her, crushing her tighter to me, digging my fingers into her, I can feel that she's like paper mache. She's so light. She's hollow. There's nothing inside her but hot air and hatred and emptiness and tears. Just, God, we really fucking are the same. Um, and I hold her tighter and tighter. I pull her into me more and more, and just kind of, I can hear her starting to crumble. Paper mache sound of her snapping, and it's not like she's yelling, "Ah, you're hurting me." It's the same bile just spilling out of her until she starts to crumble in my arms. Hello, last call. Would you like to, what you call it, open me up to trauma or leave me in a bad spot? Because otherwise I'll just let the GM pick. I'll let the next person donate $10 pick. I don't know. Surprise me. I'm not picking.
I think Hamalu went to bed because they were saying
Oh
that.
my God, wait, no, it's
True.
like fucking like 3
Yeah,
a.m. at
yeah.
Hamalu's house.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me. You teach at school. I owe them some weirdness.
Yeah.
Who else wants to pick? Chat. Oh, I left open the trauma.
Mhm.
What's up?
So, I think what happens is you're right. This creature, this shade of you crushes in your hands. And as it does, you fall back onto the bed. You've got nothing giving you, this hold that you had before. And all of the TVs, one by one, begin to shatter. Loud crashes, one by one. And they're all surrounding you. And the glass just bursts and hits you and hits you, and you have all of these shards digging into your skin. You're going to take one trauma as these shards of glass cut you over and over again. Your arms, your legs, your thighs, your face, your back, all these parts of your skin exposed by this negligee. But after a moment, the room goes silent. You don't hear that voice of yourself calling you a piece of shit, chastising you, and you don't hear Bluebeard welcoming you to your motel anymore, to his motel anymore. What would you like to do?
I would like to. So we lay there in the dark for a moment. It's that dusty paper mache smell, broken glass, and I'm going to very quickly in the dark, like with my hands, since there's not much to see, I'm going to try to investigate a mysterious object. I'm going to reach around for something on the bed until I touch something. You tell me what I've touched, groundskeeper. But my question
You touch
about
a
it,
ring.
a ring,
Yeah.
uh, and I want to know what about the ring is odd or uncanny?
The ring you touch, you would think that it's made to fit you, given that you find it on the bed. The only other person that could have been wearing it was the body that was here before. But as you touch it, and it's a beautiful ruby red, almost blood garnet type of ring. It's a size too small to be comfortable. Even if you try to shove it on your finger, it's uncomfortable. And so much so that it seems like it's almost scratching the back of your finger as you go to put it on. There's a little line of, it doesn't draw blood, but it leaves that sort of line where if you were to cut any deeper, it would draw blood on the back of your finger.
Okay. And as far as that ring goes, why did Bluebeard keep this? If it's not for me.
You remember in the commercial that you were watching, it didn't stand out to you before, and now you've seen the ring and you've made the connection. There was a woman standing at the front desk as these commercials played and the camera panned around. It's a beautiful blonde haired woman. It's soft skin. Her hands look like they'd never seen a day of work in their lives. And on her ring finger, her wedding ring finger, was that ring.
Okay. I think that lying in this bed in the dark, holding this gorgeous ruby ring, I'm going to go ahead and propose the truth.
Okay.
Um, the truth I am going to propose is that this is this ring belongs to no one important at all. it is some girl from some image caught 10 years ago, maybe. Who knows how long ago? Some random person who stayed here and left their ring in the bed. If anything, it means that the maids are doing a terrible job because who knows how long this has been here, but it's definitely Ruby's. Like, it's not even Bluebeard's style. It's not even his style. There's there's nothing to be concerned about. Whoever left this here, I'm sure she had more than enough money to go get a dozen more, maybe even one that's not so cheap that it digs at her finger on the inside. Um, and I'm going to, it doesn't fit on my ring finger, and it's even uncomfortable going on my pinky, but I jam it on my pinky anyway. I keep it as a token of faithfulness. Bluebeard is not, he didn't he didn't make a commercial to upset me. He didn't make me imagine this giant crying baby version of myself. And he certainly didn't leave this almost cute, but mostly tacky ruby ring.
You will heal one trauma, and who do you pass the rose to?
Well, funny enough, we are always going to run in the exact same circle because no backsies. So I hand it to the animus.
It's yeah.
You take the rose, and with that, we will go to our final break. And when we come back, we will do our final, probably final room. We will end for the night. So y'all get ready for that.
It's fine. Everything is fine.
Everything's
We're doing
fine.
I've had worse dates than this.
That-
I mean, who hasn't?
Yeah, actually, me too.
actually, that's
Who
you know,
hasn't?
actually, it's true.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all. We'll see y'all in 5 to 10 minutes. And everyone, wave. Hey everyone, we're back. We're gonna finish up the last go around and bringing it back to Animus. Animus,
Yeah.
you have left this room. You look out, the rain is pouring even harder than it was before. It looks like a almost a tsunami out here. The rain is dancing up on the concrete. The parking lot, you can barely see any cars. If there were cars out here, you definitely can't see yours. And you hold the key ring in your hand and it sits heavy. Describe to me the key that calls to you.
Ooh. We've had super innate and we've had plain as shit. So where
Yep.
do we land? Huh. Um, how about for something weird, like a key fob?
Okay.
Oh,
That I think is like a how about a key fob that's a garage door opener,
Okay.
remote garage door opener.
This one takes you a while to find. This isn't a regular key to a regular door. You're not exactly sure where it leads you, but you go deep into the halls of this motel. You go past the front desk. You go past doors that you just know aren't right. You push the button a couple of times and you hear a very nondescript click as if something is unlocking. You push it a couple times and you follow that click until it gets louder. And you go to what looks like a room with that sort of privacy glass that it's faded. You know that someone could see clearly from the inside, but you can't see from the outside. You click it again and you hear that nondescript lock turning and you follow it around the corner and you find the door. And it's just a sort of built in door. You can't tell the door from the window and you touch a couple parts of it until finally you figure out and you press the door and it gives way and you walk into what looks like this large, beautiful event room, possibly where someone could have a gala or be married, a party, any sort of big event that could be rented out in this room. There are beautiful chiffon curtains hung up in the corners of the room. There's a big buffet tray over in the corner. There are tables littered about with chairs, beautiful mahogany wood, very heavy. Surprising how much money seems to have gone into this room. And over in the corner, there's a stage, and you notice instruments sit up on it. You notice there's a cello, there's a piano, there's a set of drums. There seems to be a couple of podiums there for music books to be set out on. Um, it calls to you. This room seems to be comfortable to you, even in your current state, covered in blood and wet from everything that's been going on, the sweat that drips from your brow. In here, it's cool, it's comforting. This is somewhere that you like.
She looks up at that stage, and rather we look up at that stage
hmm
and see that and know deep within our heart of hearts that this is a gift. This whole room is a gift from him because he listens. he and I think that band setup up there is not random at all. That is something that we said one night in a late night phone call about sort of their about what our dream ensemble was to be able to play a cello, but not just like your classic, not just doing like a string quartet chamber music bullshit thing, something more modern, something more interesting with like a drum set and a keyboard or something. And there it is, like our vision is there laid out before us. And because damn it, Bluebeard, he pays attention and he cares. And we know that this is our chance to show him that we see and we appreciate what he
Mm-hmm.
does for us. So I'm picturing, since you said like a ballroom, like I'm imagining like a one of those like really beautiful like wooden like park um that you would dance on, like a
Hmm.
and this it's a big cavernous space, right? And that sound of just like bare skin slapping against wood, bare wet skin too, slapping against wood, walking to that stage and just echoing, echoing, echoing throughout this whole big empty space and making a line straight for that stage for that cello. Um, and when we get to the cello specifically, I want to investigate a mysterious object because this cello was obviously chosen for me, but what makes it special? Why was it chosen for me?
Okay.
Um, yeah, basic one, but I think it works with it. Whose cello is this?
You look out, and this is a fine instrument. It's beautiful. It takes you a moment to realize, though, that this instrument isn't made of wood. You run your hands over it, and it doesn't feel like any wood that you've ever felt. You pick it up and you spin it around a couple times, and it sounds different. You're not really sure what it's made of, though, but you know this isn't wood. This is a more lighter type of material. But there on the curvature of the spine of it, your initials are carved into it as if it was a gift.
So it's mine.
Mm-hmm.
Does it give the feeling that it's separate and apart from the questions? Does it give the feeling that it's new or old?
It feels like it was made recently, yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
got the feeling that it's never been played before.
Uh-huh. And and what about it is odd or uncanny?
You sit down and you continue to explore it. And that's when it hits you. The reason this feels so light and it doesn't feel like wood, this cello is made out of bone. You can tap your fingers along it and hear the hollowed out bone marrow. You can hear it. It makes a distinct sound, this sort of tappiness that you can hear on the inside that echoes, and it almost like it you can almost swear you hear the echo in the room around you, but that's impossible. It's not a loud sound. But every time you tap along it, you swear you hear the tapping elsewhere in the room.
Bet your ass I just Googled bone cello to see if anybody had done that. Sorry. I think that's off-putting. The fact that it's an instrument made of bone, I think that that's odd and off-putting, but I don't think that would create in us a sense of revulsion toward this thing. Things are made out of bone all the time. I mean, the nut on a guitar is made out of bone. A lot of other components of a cello are made of bone. The bridge is made out of bone. The bow is made out of horsehair. It's
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing inherently gross about making an instrument out of bone. So I think all that does, and while it is certainly odd, and while I'm sure that we've never seen an instrument, a cello made out of bone before, and it does baffle the mind what animal you even could use that was large enough for the job. I think that just means to us it's all the more rare and beautiful and 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 bespoke just for us, and with such certainly expense, no doubt, and exceptional craftsmanship. And that just makes us want to make it sing all the more, and to hear how it sounds, and to let him hear us. So I think she starts to play.
Mm-hmm.
You grab the bow, and as you go to pull it against the strings of the cello, you look at the bow closely and you notice that this is not a normal stringed bow. It's some sort of sinew. It seems to be dripping.
I would like to take stock of the situation,
Of course.
if I may.
Thank you very much.
Um, I think the question is what traps have been laid for the date?
As you sit there, sort of entranced by this dripping string that isn't really string, that tapping that you heard before
Mm-hmm.
seems to be tapping out a waltz. And as you look back toward the the dance floor, it's almost like it's in perfect rhythm of like a 3-point waltz. The sounds of footprints tip tap 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 tapping on the parquet wooden floor out there. And you can't see anybody. There's no one there. But you begin to hear this sort of heavy breathing all around you as if people are dancing and having the time of their lives.
Yeah.
Like a party going on all around you. And then you hear this, why isn't she playing? We need music. We need to dance. We need entertainment. We need play some music. Play something or you're useless. This roar of a crowd fills your brain, but there's no one there.
I think we put the bow to the strings and play the waltz. Play a waltz that we know.
Yes. Yeah, hey, there may not be anybody there, but I think to us, those same voices we just heard have always been there. And in a way, it makes this room comforting.
Exactly.
And there's only ever been one way to silence those voices, and that is to play. And play we do.
Yeah, da, da, yeah, da, da.
You begin to play. You pull the bow across the string, and it is a sharp, shrill sound at first. But you slowly get into it. It's a beautiful sound. And the music fills the room around you. You're playing. And all of a sudden, you feel a warm embrace behind you. A hand that comes over yours, guiding you as you're playing. That breathing's on your shoulder, on your neck. It doesn't feel threatening. It feels warm. It feels inviting as you're just a friendly hand guiding you as you play. It's beautiful music, and the voices in your head seem to be tampered down, filled only with this beautiful music that you're creating, and this warmth around you gets closer and closer.
I think somewhat recreating what Arnica said earlier, but I loved it so much that it has to come back. I think as we play and as we feel that warmth, I think since it's already tattered and wet and ruined anyway, the negligee falls away. and we are laid bare behind a cello and continue to play as that embrace comes around us.
I would like to add to that.
Please.
And I think she tilts her neck to the side, like opening that up, and whispers to the presence behind that's embracing, come join us.
There's oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. And I would love for this. Please finish your thought, but also I would love for this to be a spider move.
Go ahead. Go ahead and do your spider move.
Just that join us, tell me your secret moment.
As you do that, yeah, I think the secret that is revealed to you is there's a light flutter of a kiss on your neck. And the voice, you can't quite tell if it's feminine or masculine or anything in between. It's very androgynous. There's nothing to it. It's very breathy. Just says, he doesn't love you. Not like he says he does. He loves many the way he says he loves you.
I think that the bow slips a little bit, just enough, and there's usually a sharp point on it somewhere, and just scrapes. I scrape it against. It ends up scraping against my arm because I would love to take a trauma and ask, what are his plans for me then?
The same plans he has for everyone else he's brought here. There's another kiss at your neck, just a flutter of movement. Absolute ruin.
Cool.
I've been dying to use this. I'm gonna use the shield.
Yeah, let's go.
And tell you why that's all your fucking fault.
Yeah! Bring it. Let's go.
Because, Fatal, we've had this conversation so many goddamn times.
Mm-hmm.
There is so much more to us than our body. There is so much more to us than simply what people can take from us. There is so much more to us than our sensuality. But that is what you have, and that is what you give, and that is what you give in abundance. And yes, it is good for a moment. It is good for a night. It is maybe good for a week or a weekend. But it is ultimately destructive. Because people take and they take and they take and they take and they take until you are emptied. There is more to us than that. Sybil has it. Oh, Sybil has it. Sybil jealously guards it. And I like to think that we have it. And that's what we can show to people. But what you show to people, they will always. It starts with a kiss and it ends with a bite. And then a tear. And that's whatever this thing was just now talking to us. You opened yourself up to it. You made yourself vulnerable to it. And it took a piece out of you. And really, when you think about it, it's all your fucking fault. Do you believe me?
No. If it were all my fault, if this is the only thing that we have been good at and the only thing we have been successful at. If if what you say is true, why are we in the apartment that we are? Why are we stressed about the rent raise? Why are we in a shitty job? Why can't we play like we should? This isn't my fault. Nah.
I will mark that trauma. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Let's go.
Which, by the way, for those watching at home, if the person you shield believes you, they mark one less trauma. So I was, in a way, trying to help
I
when
know
you think
you were
about it.
so trying to help.
I was so trying to help. It's so toxic. But if the person rejects your explanation, you get trauma, quote, from the shame of your own impotence.
Ha.
So I'm gonna take some impotent trauma
Sorry.
for that.
The voice kisses you again. Its hand brushes down the front of your body, feeling the curves of your body, touching you. Don't you want to join us? He's ruined all of us. You can just join our little club. We're always there for each other. We have each other and nobody else. We'll take such good care of you.
I would like to take stock of that
Okay.
before I decide how to react to this thing. I feel like the most direct question here. No, I want to. Okay, no. I asked this question before, but I think it really applies here even better. What does this place demand of the date?
This place wants you to stay. This
Hmm.
place specifically wants you to stay here and entertain it. It wants you to continue to play for it, to be its plaything, to that's been sort of the feeling you've gotten through everything is it wants entertainment. It's bored, it's lacking something, and it wants you to be that something. And as this thing it continues to touch you, its hand goes lower, its other hand wraps around you, touches more parts of your body, and it doesn't seem to stop. Its lips quiver at your neck. It breathes out against you, this shuddering breath. It wants more of you. It seems to be ready to devour you, not like the mermaid was, not in a physical way, in a very metaphorical, sensual type of way.
Well, that's very nice for it. But I came here for one person, not to entertain a hall full of ghosts. So I am going. Now I'm gonna dirty myself with violence. Yeah, I've been wanting to do that for the whole game.
Sounds good.
But I couldn't possibly. Well, you know what? Let me roll first and see how badly I fuck this up.
Okay.
I have a +1 to carnality, so fuck. That's a
Going
12.
great.
That's
Hey!
the first good roll I've had the
Yeah,
entire game.
let's go.
That is an 11 on the die +1, 12.
Oh.
So you disable, silence, or mutilate them.
Oh. Look, the way I just lipped off to Fatal and the way that this thing is continuing to engage with us on a pretty purely sexual level, I think that makes me very, very angry because Fatal opened us up to something that is trying to take us away from and trying to keep us here till time immemorial. I think Animus is a little mad, guys. And I don't think the word mutilate is too strong a word to use. Now, I don't want to damage this beautiful instrument that Bluebeard got for me. It's very, very nice. I think what would be fun is perhaps there's got to be a music stand nearby,
Hmm?
right? Yeah, sure. Reaches forward, grabs the music stand, and then puts back over our head.
You take the music stand and slam it back, and you're met with resistance. You know that you have skewered whatever thing was behind you. And as it falls limp, you turn around and you see a body, but there are no facial features, no any defining features that make this a female, male, anything like that. It's just a form, just a skin lump form of a human, if you could even call it that. Just something that was there to tempt you and touch you and feel you and ask you to stay. It was something that's identity was taken away from being here.
That music stand in hand, we stand there naked as the day we were born. Probably got a little bit of blood on us at the moment. Actually, that's a good question. Does it bleed?
You look closer at it, and there's no blood.
Well, that's good. It means we can stay clean for Bluebeard as we continue to pummel this creature with that music stand, like beating it with a shovel into a pulp,
You do that,
making music of a different kind.
and this thing sort of wiggles and um as the shocks of your angry pummeling happens, as it slowly loses whatever life it has. Before long, there's nothing there.
And then I think we gently put the music stand back down, sit back down, and begin to play again while casting about, hoping to see a camera.
And you do see one. There are multiple in this room. There are two right as you enter the room in the corners, and you look behind you, and there's one that hangs low behind the stage.
What a scene to picture, but we see ourselves through I think we like see through what that camera sees of us in front of a mangled, battered pulp of a corpse as we play and smile.
Would you like to
And,
propose a truth?
oh, I would love to. I mean, it definitely feels like faithfulness. I think this was the truth was that this was the place where, at least in our mind,
Mm-hmm.
where if there maybe I think we've gotten to the point now where we're accepting, okay, we're accepting that there were others at some point. There were other, perhaps Bluebeard has had, look, Bluebeard's had a whole life. I'm sure Bluebeard's had other lovers at some point in their time, and other people have been here. But this spot, this place where we are now, this is where they all failed, and this is where we succeeded. This was the final test, and this is the one that claimed everybody else, but not us, because we are different, we are special, we are the one. And we have made beautiful music by ourselves, alone in this room. And very shortly, we shall be making beautiful music with Bluebeard.
Now comes a decision you must all make to yourselves. If you have with each other, I mean, as you have three tokens of loyalty. this triggers the faithful outcome. You have found enough evidence to determine that your boyfriend is the one, but you face a terrible choice. Do you enter the boyfriend's suite that you were told not to go to, or do you resist entering the suite? What do the three of you decide to do? This needs to be a unanimous decision.
I will make the first motion on this, which is that I think we go in, and I'll tell you why. Carrying forward the logic I just did in that previous scene, not going in the suite was for everybody else. But we're different. We are special. We are the one. We can do it. I will hear the rest of your offers.
This is what I bring to the table.
There you are. Lay him down.
Sharks, I come to you.
I mean, I love it when rules apply to other people, not me.
Mhm.
I would like to go in.
Oh yeah,
Do I hear a unanimity?
I think so.
Yeah.
This will end well.
I'm confident about this.
This will have
I'm
no.
We are the one.
We'll be
y'all.
fine.
So, on these questions I'm about to ask you, you can all join in with your answers, build off of each other. It's not just a one person, one answer. It can be one person answers it. Just we all, you all give your little collaborative answer. So,
Mhm.
you choose to enter Bluebeard's suite. What are the date's final apologetic words to Bluebeard before he kills her?
Ooh.
I think it's something to the effect of, maybe somebody can phrase it better than me, but I mean, but we were the one. It was, I love the sentence, we were the one, by the way. I just realized what I said. But
Yeah.
I mean, it must be some mistake, right? Because it's us, clearly.
Yeah, I agree. I think our last words are just a very confused kind of gasp because those are literally rules for the other girls, the girls who did not succeed. We did it right.
Mm-hmm.
What room does the date's soul reside in after her death?
Oh, the ballroom.
It's gotta be. It's gotta
Yeah.
be.
That one was made for us specifically.
Yeah, could not be anywhere else.
What about the way Bluebeard integrates the date's corpse into the hotel brings her comfort and joy?
Oh.
Joy.
So the bow for our cello, he restrung it. The sinew was whoever sinew that was, it didn't work. It wasn't important. The bow has been restrung with our hair. It was just
Yes.
long enough.
That's gorgeous. How does the date punish future dates for transgressions against Bluebeard?
I think that through our hair, each time somebody uses the bow on the cello, it also cuts them. So with every pass, a mark appears on a shoulder or their back or their legs.
Very good.
And that has been Bluebeard's Bride Vacant Motel, everyone.
Yay! This is fine.
Y'all were great. It was great.
Everyone's had one Tinder date that was worse than that. It wasn't that bad.
Truly, truly. We're gonna go around in opposite order and do our outros, and then I'm gonna throw it over to the voice of God in the sky. We're gonna start with Colin.
Oh, hi. I'm literally changing my guitar strings while we're talking about.
Very thematically acceptable.
Yeah, none of these are made with human hair.
Maybe.
Uh, I, I don't know.
The wig I'm working on
Um,
is.
yeah, no, that was. Oh my God, that's so creepy. Oh, I love that.
Okay.
I love how when there's a really good crew of folks doing a horror game, everybody commits to it like the whole way, and at the same time, you allow yourself like one joke per like 45 minutes because you need that.
Yeah.
Like you need like a quick
You need some
breather.
levity, yeah.
Yeah, you got to come up for air like for a second. And like it's all about finding that perfect balance because horror games don't work if like you have to teach yourself to like resist the joke sometimes and not make the joke. But you do need the occasional and very well composed crew for that reason. Thank you guys. That was like we were totally in it. We were in it. We were absolutely in it. And then take a quick breather. But that was so delightful. And I love this person we created. I find this person to be fascinating. Really sad, really really sad.
Yeah.
Um but a really delightful character that we all got to embody. I have absolutely no wait no I was gonna say nothing about pitch. I do have one thing. I do a Delta Green game over on Lost Caravan every Thursday night, um, where I play a dude named Nicholas who is a performative mystic. Is the thing I came up for. He's like an Instagram dude who like does like tarot card bullshit and stuff and doesn't actually believe any of it. It's just totally performative mysticism. It's very fun. But then he found out that like ghosts are real, so you know. So yeah,
Not so performative.
caravans Thursday. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, thank you guys. Good to see you.
LD.
Hi, everybody. I'm LD or Lady Dame. You can find me everywhere on the internet at the Lady Dame. I am a streamer here on Twitch. I stream Mondays from noon to 4 p.m. Pacific. Yeah, that's correct. Currently I'm in the middle of, and I'm just starting, like many people, starting Dragon Age the Veilguard. So if that's something they're interested in checking out, that's what I do. I also am the co-host of a podcast called Monster Crush. So if you like learning about cryptids and also talking about whether or not they're smoochable, spoiler, most of them are smoochable. I would say 90% of them are. Go ahead and check that out. It's a podcast I do with my friend Derek. And like I said, it's called Monster Crush. You can find it anywhere you find podcast stuff. I am also on the Sword and Key channel every Tuesday night, almost every Tuesday night, starting at 6:30 p.m. Pacific, where we get to play Baldur's Gate, which is going really well, mostly. That's all I've got at the moment because I'm about to go into show mode. But yeah, if you like hearing about theater nonsense and learning, that's what I talk about on my streams a lot. So that's me.
Arnica.
All right, I'm unmuted now. Hi, everyone. I'm Arnica. Like I said, you can find me everywhere. You put your little fingers. Twitter, Twitch, Hive, Arnica X Ross. I'm I'm winding down a little bit early for the year. I'm not gonna be doing too much of anything else. Pretty much just find me on Roll for Luck every Wednesday over on every other Wednesday on Girls Run These Worlds. So I'll be there this Wednesday. We've been universe hopping. We are definitely about to jump into Vampire the Masquerade. We're gonna show our asses. It'll be great. And so, yeah, that's where you can find me. That's what I'm doing. I hope I see you in the chat.
And I'm Katie. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Katie Face. Right now, I'm not really doing any streams, but I am a professional GM. Um, and I lost my train of thought. I'm a professional GM right now. I'm advertising for a game of Monster of the Week called Toby's Playhouse. It's about the tall man and about a canceled children's game, sort of like Candle Cove-ish, if you know what Candle Cove is, a canceled children's show that a lot of people remember and people don't remember, and like a big conspiracy theory about it if you're interested in Monster of the Week. Um, it's advertised on my Twitter. Sign up, let's play together. I am a very good DM. I will toot my own horn about that. But
Yeah.
but
So
well,
good.
you should.
but yeah, and I love to run games for people, and it's my side hustle. So yeah. But I'm going to throw it over to Val, to the person who has busted her ass running this charity event for, I'm
Woo!
telling you, I don't know how you do
I
it.
don't 3 days. My God. Oh, I don't think they can hear you, Val.
Hi. Okay, cool. Sorry. I didn't unmute myself on OBS. I thought I did. Hi, I am the deity. I am a deity. Um, I am incorporeal. As I was saying before, thank you everyone for coming and showing up. We're at 1,370 out of our $2,000 goal. As I said, I will be matching my sub points for October and November, which right now looks like it's around 40 something total. But that is until the end of November, so you still have like all month to throw subs at me. To do that. That being said, there's going to be very limited stream time on the channel in November, as I'm going on vacation next week for 2 weeks. We will be back for Dragon Age on Saturday, and then we will be off for 2 weeks. I am also, after we finish Dragon Age and pre-record our last 2 episodes of Animorphs, I just want to let everyone know that I will be going on a hiatus for the rest of the winter until April to give myself time to concentrate on my health and all of that stuff. But it was great. It's worth every penny and every tired moment and every little cat nap that I take between production breaks on this channel. We always do such a great job, and I want to thank all of the GMs and players and chat and everyone who are just here to help make that possible, including my little my little group on Discord that we just show each other overlays on all the time and are there to support each other with that. I'll have a nice big lovely message later in the week for everyone on my Discord. If you're not a part of my Discord, continue to donate to the cause. If not to mine, then also to anyone else's that's running it until the end of the year. The campaign is open until the end of December, so I'll have the link going on until then. So with that, good fucking night, because it's only 7:10, but I'm going to bed. So
Valid. Super valid.
I'm going to sleep. Or I might play Dragon Age. Who knows? So
Night,
valid.
Val.
yeah, everybody, please wave. You're leaving. Have a
Night,
good
everyone.
one.
Night, everyone.
Good
Thank you.
night. Stick around. I'm gonna find someone to raid.